So is the screen visible?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Yeah. So yesterday we discussed the full factorial DOE, that is 2 level and 3 factors. So in this 2 level 3 factor, it is a full factorial DOE. We have to go to stat DOE factorial and create factorial design. And here you can go for the selection of the how many runs you can do with the current factors and their levels. Okay. So here we discuss the three factors, and the full factorial run is the 8 runs. And then we have to go for the replicates. So 2 replicates and the full factorial design of experiment. So in this example, we had the factors as the floor, water to floor, sir, can you put your mic on mute? Siddiqui sir? Yeah, thank you. So we had the floor, so that is A and B, water to flow ratio that was 500 and 700, and temperature was 25 and 32. With this, we went for the randomized run, and this design was created in the Minitab, and we actually entered the volume, what was coming for these runs, and then after this, the entering the volume, we went for the analyze factorial design. So for the analyze factorial design, so here we can see we selected floor, water to flow ratio, temperature, and then AB, AC, and BC. So that was the 2-level interaction, and 3-level interaction is ABC. So your volume is your response, and then we went for the effects, that is Pareto and the 4-in-1. So from the Pareto, we came to know that the temperature is significant. Also AB means the interaction of the floor and water to flow ratio, that is significant, and A, that is floor, this is also significant. So from the 4-in-1 plot, we can see this is the normal distribution plot, normal probability plot, and for the residual versus fit. So we can see this is a mirror image. And for the histogram, it is not a bell shape because we have few observations, and here we can see this pattern is a random pattern. So no systematic pattern, a random pattern is there. And then we went to the session window, and here we could conclude that the temperature is significant as the p-value is less than 0.05, that is 0.00. Also floor and water to flow ratio, this was significant as the p-value was less than 0.05, that is it was 0.000. And the floor was borderline, you can see this was 0.045. So that also is less than 0.05. And R square, we discussed the R square. So here R square is 97%, which indicates that there is very less error in the experiment.
Sir, can we take a doubt here?
Yeah.
As you said, R square is high, which is very good, desirable. But then in the previous slide, you showed that the normal distribution is not truly normal, whereas the mirror image, the spread is also. So is this not a conflict?
See, when see how R square is calculated. So R
Right.
square is,
Based on the variation.
Based on the variation. So if there is within group variation, that is, see here we have the, why we do the replicates. Okay. So when we replicate, okay, I will just explain. I will use the Is the screen visible?
Yes, yes.
So basically, suppose for one run we are doing this is the repetition. Repetition means what? For any
Same
run,
same
yeah,
experiment multiple
we
times.
are taking two, three readings. So that is repetition. Okay, during the run. Okay, and when we replicate, okay, suppose we replicate means we are putting the same runs and we are checking the response. So what do you see here?
Bigger spread.
Bigger spread. Also, it is away from the previous observations.
Yes.
Okay, so this will contribute to your error. Okay, so that is your you say that is your R square value. Okay, so even though there are few observations, if it is the same run, you should get similar readings. Na? You will not
Yes,
get
yes.
exactly same, but you
Right.
should get similar readings. Okay, so both repetition and replication, both are important for estimating your error in the experiment. So that is related to your noise factor, uncontrollable factors, noise factors.
Right, right. So the doubt which comes often is, let us say we did some DOE, or let us say not even DOE, we did some 11, 12 experiments. Let us say one of them is very bad. Now, one or two bad or outliers will disturb the whole results.
Yeah.
So do we have any surgery, microsurgery can we do on one experiment, repeat that particular faulty experiment? ऐसा कुछ पता लग जाता है क्या सर, डेटा देख के या ग्राफ देख के?
So normally when this type of we have some outliers, okay, so outliers need to be investigated. So most of the time we cannot exactly identify why these outliers are coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So at that time, what you have to do is you have to, if suppose you are taking 10 readings, and out of 10 readings, you have one extreme reading. Okay.
Yes.
So based on your knowledge, based on your team discussion, you can remove that outlier and then you can continue with the remaining
Yes.
8 or 9 observation. That is the best way, because it is not that easy to exactly identify why that outlier has come. Okay. Yeah. So it is then at that time, but if it is coming frequently, okay,
Yeah.
then you have to study the process, and then you have to take some actions accordingly, because that outlier will be part of that experiment. Means it will keep on repeating, so it is part of your process.
Yeah, I have seen very many DOEs reported in publications and PhD MTech thesis जहाँ पे error भी बहुत है, R square value भी is also very low, and still people are just plotting some results.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So full factorial DOE, we go for the main effect plots and the interaction plots. So here we have to go to stat, DOE, factorial, and factorial plots in the setting, main effect, and interaction plots. Okay. So here when we go for the volume is your response, and the factors are the floor, water to flow ratio, and temperature. So from this graph, you can see that at a lower temperature, we have a higher volume. Whereas floor and water to flow ratio are not that significant. And here we can see that there is a strong interaction between the floor and water to flow ratio. So now we come to the today's topic, that is how to optimize. Okay. So go to stat, DOE, factorial, and response optimizer. This is at the last. Here you can see response optimizer. So here from this experiment, we can see that from the optimizer. So it is recommended that we should use floor type B, water to flow ratio 700 and temperature as 32. So here we are getting the maximum volume, that is 525, and this D is the desirability. This should be close to 1. Desirability should be close to 1. It means that this is the optimum what we can achieve from this experiment or the process. Okay, so we go to the, can you open the yesterday's example? Hello. Please open the yesterday's example. DOE example we have done related to the volume, bread of volume bread. Please open the example what we have done yesterday related to the bread volume. So here we can see this is the data. We already did the analysis of this data, and we have to go to the DOE factorial, analyze factorial design. Then we go to stat, DOE factorial, and the response optimizer. And in this, it is maximize the volume. That is our objective. If you go to setup, here automatically this will be lower and upper limit will be selected, and then we have to click on OK. Has everyone followed these steps? Hello?
Yes, sir. Just explain this graph, sir, for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah. So I'll explain the graph, but has everyone performed the steps and they have got this graph? So here we can see the current floor B. What is recommended is floor B, water to flow ratio 700 and temperature is 25. At this, here we get the optimum results, that is the 576 volume. That is the maximum volume. And desirability, this should be close to 1. Okay. Now suppose I don't have the floor type B. Okay. I have only floor type A. In that case, what will be my volume? So I will drag this line to floor A type. Here we can see the volume has decreased as your desirability has also come down, that is 0.5. The desirability should be close to 1. Okay. Now if I increase the temperature, what happens? My volume is further, it is going down. Okay. My objective is to, I should have maximum volume of bread. Okay. So here I will keep this temperature on the lower side, that is 25. and I will change the water to flow ratio. Here we can see as you change this. So here your desirability is close to one, that is 0.86. Okay. So previous when I was using the floor type B, it was 0.9, above 0.9. But this is also very close. Here we can see we can get this volume with the floor type A. But here you have to change the water to flow ratio from 700 to 500. Okay, temperature will be same, but flow to water to flow ratio you have to keep on the lowest level so that we get the maximum volume. So this optimizer, if you do the experiment correctly, you can use this optimizer, and then we can estimate what is the volume we can get with this from this experiment. Okay. Any doubts?
So my graphs are not coming as yours are.
So can you share your screen?
Yes, sir. Sir, your flower A was selected, and mine over here, flower B is coming.
Yeah. So can you drag this line from B to A?
The center line, this one you're talking about.
This line. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we can even change the flower in this.
Yeah.
And now you said to keep this temperature at 25 and drag it
Yeah.
over here, so you get. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? Yes.
Can we see some nominal the best also? Like if I target a volume of say 500.
Yeah, you can keep it.
Will it?
Chandra Kumar. Hello. One second, sir. Yeah. So I will share my screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So nominal means you can keep it in center, no? So here it is changing, no? It is 500, 700. So 600 you can keep it as 600, no? Any where you can keep. Only for the floor type A and B you have only two options. Either you can go at floor B, or you can go at floor A. Whereas for the temperature and the water to flow ratio, you can keep in between, anywhere you can keep.
Yeah, that I got, sir. You know, on the left here, the volume is written as maximum. Can I also make it nominal in the very beginning before we do the optimization?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to see that.
I will. Yeah. So here, if you go to stat, DOE factorial and create factorial design. So here you can put a target. No?
Target, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that
the target value can be given.
Yeah, given. And
So will
accordingly,
it-
it will take.
It will try to reach, somehow it will try and reach there.
Yeah. As per the design, it will. You can go for that.
Try, yeah, with
Yeah.
some desirability.
Desirable.
Yeah.
But please note that this desirability should be 1.
Around, yeah, around 1.
Yeah, around 1. So that is the maximum level which we can achieve.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
Now, very important after the design of experiment. So you have use the optimizer, and you have got the factor levels. Okay. So after this, you have to do a confirmation run. That is very important. Okay. So what is the confirmation run? So if I keep the if I use the floor type A, if I put the level setting that water to flow ratio 500, and if I keep the temperature on 25, am I getting the volume closer to this 568? So that is the confirmation run you have to do. Okay, that is to confirm that our experiment is successful. Okay. So, Shukla sir, are you doing this confirmation run also?
Yeah. In fact, when I was lecturing on day 1, one of the participants had asked me that what is your advice on confirmation? So I said, yes, normally we try to go on the extreme settings or some random settings. And more the confirmation, the better is the solidarity in your experiments. Yeah. But this was interesting that here you have a value also. The optimizer gives you already a target value.
Yes.
Random settings. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Any other question?
I can request the participants also to be more inquisitive. It's early morning. Keep practicing and keep asking. So your doubts will be all very clear.
Sorry, excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
As
Yes, sir.
you and Mukul sir were discussing about confirmation experiments. So if after confirmation experiments, if the predicted value or whatever is the predicted range, so if that is not falling within that range, what all experiments need to be repeated again?
See, basically, I will give you an example. Okay. So you must have heard about in the our Mahabharata and Ramayana. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So which was the you can say powerful or the astra? So that was the
Mahabharata.
in Mahabharata. Yeah.
Yes.
Brahmastra. So that is the Brahmastra. So this DOE is like the Brahmastra.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to be very sure that you are using this DOE, because it is a cost and time. So maybe Shukla sir also will share that lot of cost and lot of time you have to spend on this DOE. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you have to collect the samples, you have to do the analysis. Okay. So until that the optimizer, when we are going for the optimization, so we need to be sure that whatever factors we have selected, whatever levels we have selected, so that are appropriate.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So lot of you can say the homework or the background work you have to do before going for the experiment. Normally, when we go for the design of experiment, so we say that 60% of the time is for the preparation.
Yes, sir.
And only 40% is for the actual doing the DOE and the analysis. Okay. So if you are it might happen that you are after the DOE, you might not get the desired results or whatever, but it should not be very far away from the what you have targeted. If it is
Yes.
very far away, it means that you have done something very wrong,
Yes, sir.
and then you have to do it again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything you want to add, Mukul sir? Your experience?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Sachin. Yeah, Dr. Sachin, this is what you see. As I just said, very many times I have seen some crap data being put up.
Yes,
It is
sir.
like I gave you the analogy of cooking a dish or making a recipe. All right. So you have made a recipe, but the recipe is poor in taste. अब खा तो लेंगे हम लोग उसको,
Yes, sir.
लेकिन स्वाद इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं है, एंजॉय नहीं कर रहे हैं. So that is what happens in experiments also. You may do. Where do you set your limit? Let us say 90%. I
Yes.
would set my limit at least 90%. Anything below 90 is unreliable, unacceptable. So it depends on the person. I told you, I have seen in PhD thesis of top institutes where the error is 40%, 50%, and yet the student has put it, the supervisor also has no clue, and those type of publications and hard copy outputs are being produced.
Yes,
So
sir.
let us see it very, very minutely, very carefully.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So we discussed one example yesterday. So can we go to that example again? We will take some example from the from the Minitab 20. Okay, so go to the help menu. So yesterday we discussed the insulation data, insulation properties data. Okay. So material engineer for the building product manufacturer is developing a new insulation product. So we use the two-level full factorial to assess the factors that could impact the strength, density, and insulation value of the insulation. So here we have how many response we have? We have insulation, we have density, we have strength. Okay, and these are the factors. So open this example. Insulation properties, model.mtw. So for this example, we go to stat, QoE factorial and analyze factorial design. Your insulation strength terms, we have selected these terms. We are measuring from this graph, we can come to know that B, that is injection pressure, C, injection temperature, D, pool temperature. So all these are significant, and A also is significant. Okay, so now we go to stat, DOE, factorial and factorial plots. In the graph's main effect interaction plot. Material injection pressure, temperature, and cool temperature. So all these are significant. There is no much interaction between the factors, only for the injection temperature and cool temperature. So here we go to stat, DOE, factorial, and response optimizer. Okay. So here strength is maximize, density also maximize. So Siddiqui sir. Hello. Siddiqui sir, are you there? I think he's not there. Okay. Hello. So here we can see strength, maximum density, insulation. So here we have the three outputs. So three outputs we can maximize or optimize with this response optimizer. And desirability is 0.7. So 0.7 is you can consider as good because here you can see density, here it is 0.6. Okay. So material formula 2, injection pressure 150, injection temperature 100, and cool temperature is 360, 36.9. So this is the optimum what we can achieve with the, and if we change the settings, then this will change. So desirability will change. And if you can see here, we have a star button. So if you press this star button, it will take the optimum setting. Okay, any doubt? Any one of you?
Sir, can you explain desirability once again, the significance?
Yeah. So desirability means here you can see this is related to the desirability. So here you can see 0.92. 0.92 means this, if you change the settings, see here you can see this is either going up or down. So maximum means it will go on the upper side. Okay. Why we say desirability should be close to 1 is then this blue dotted line will be at the topmost.
Okay, sir. So that is the best setting.
Best maximum which we can get.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So any other question?
Sir, so in this example, we are getting multi-objective optimization at one go.
Yeah,
Okay.
one go. So here we can optimize the strength also, density, and insulation also. So you can have multiple Y for the output. Any other question? Can we go to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So now we will discuss the center point and the blocking. I will close this mini tab. Go to help and how to. Yeah. So screening design. So in screening design, we have the Plackett-Berman. So here we can see use Plackett-Berman design to create a design experiment to identify the most important factors. And this is early in the experiment process. Okay. So when we are not sure that which factors are significant, that time we can go for the Plackett-Berman. So if you click on the overview of Plackett-Berman, so all this detail is given. What is Plackett-Berman design? Okay. So yesterday I discussed with Siddiqui sir also. So lot of information or the material is given in the Minitab itself. Okay. Sachin sir, is it okay? So you can go through this material.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. For example, so who can read the example? I want someone new participant to read this example.
A researcher team want to screen 9 factors down to a smaller set for the further experimentation. The team decides to use a 12-run design with 3 center points. In this design, each main effort is partialized
Nice.
with more than one two-way interactions.
Yeah. Okay. So start DOE factorial and create factorial design. So here we have the so open new Minitab file. Now how many center points are there? 3 center points.
I think by mistake, sir left. Sir is not in the meet, right?
Yeah, no, not around here. Should be joining. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please hold on. Please hold on.
Welcome back, sir. Mr. Ranjit.
So I think just he left the meeting due to some problem. He might be joining, sir.
Now he is joining. Have patience.
Hello, can you hear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So why we are getting 15 runs when we have selected 12 runs?
Please show again, sir. Please show again.
Yeah. So I will show it again. Go to Stat, DOE, Screening Design, Create Screening Design. Here we had selected 9 factors. And if we have 9 factors, bracket Berman, so you have to go for minimum 32 runs in 9 factors. Okay. Now in Placket Berman, we have the option for the, here you can reduce on the runs. So we can further go to 12 runs and so this is the minimum what we can go, 12 runs, and we have clean center points. And in these factors, these are the factors, and we have the low level -1, +1. Okay. So we had selected for 12 runs. So why we are getting 15 runs? That was the question.
Is it insufficient for all the calculations, sir?
No, we only selected for 12 runs and we got 15 runs. So why we got that 15 runs? That was the question. So that is because we have added 3 center points. Okay, 12 runs for the regular one and the 3 center point. So that is the 0. So here we can see the 0, what here 1 0 we have this. These 3 zeros are for the 3 center points. And -1 and +1. So here it is the center of this -1 +1. That is the 0. Okay. So why we select the center point? So I will just explain this. So in the full factorial, we saw that this response was a straight line. Sometimes what happens? Response is curvilinear. Okay. And for this, what we do, so this is the low level, this is the high level. We go for the center point. So we add one center point, so that we can capture the maximum response. Because here we can see this is the response. For the center point, we will have a higher response. Okay, so that's why we add a center point. And that will take the center from the levels. We will have to select the center of the 2 levels. Is it clear? And for this center point, we go for the response. Okay. Now, when we go for the analysis, analyze, screening, design. Okay, we have to select the response, and so let us check if I have any example on the Beckett-Burnham. This is the same design. Dataset library. Do we have any example on Beckett-Burnham? Let me check. Screening design, okay. PTZ color data. So this is for the screening. So please open this example. Or ultrasonic cleaner data. This is also. So we can use the ultrasonic cleaner data. So open this example. Data set library, ultrasonic cleaner data. Okay. Engineers are developing a new ultrasonic cleaner. The engineer uses a screening design to determine which potential factor affect the output power for the cleaner. So these are the, and this response is your power, and these are the factors. One,
Sir,
two,
kindly
three,
you put
four,
this,
five,
you all,
six, seven.
excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Kindly
I've
you
not-
put this link in the chat box because we are not getting that example link in the you move that tabs, no, so we are I'm not getting that example link, so I have to keep on
Okay,
searching
okay,
that data. So that's a kind request, sir, please.
Yeah. Okay. So you want that link for the
Yeah, for that data set, sir, from
Data
that
set.
help menu, na. So there are so
Ah.
many tabs, so just we get lost in that tab navigation.
Okay. So if you are getting lost here, put here this in the search, you can put this example, ultrasonic cleaner data. Okay. Here just type ultrasonic cleaner data. And then click on the, so it will automatically search and you will get this data.
You got it.
Got it? Am I too fast?
No, sir.
Yeah. So here these are the factors and the power is the response. Go to stat, DOE screening, analyze, screening, design. Response is power. So all these are the factors. Okay, don't take for the interactions are not needed. Yeah. So you can go for stepwise. Alpha to enter is 0.15, alpha to remove is 0.15. Click OK. In graphs, we have Pareto, 4-in-1. Okay. So here we can see out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factors, only 2 are significant. So here we will not check for the R-square value. Because this is a screening design. Okay, here we are only interested which factors are significant. Okay.
So, sir, this will depend on the value of alpha to retain and alpha to eliminate.
Yeah. So that we can change, na? 0.15 instead of 0.15, we can put at 0.1.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the guideline around 0.1?
0.15 is okay, na? So,
Standard.
yeah. But that is by default in Minitab.
Yes.
So we go for that 0.15. Okay. But here we don't check for the R-square value because this is a screening design And in screening design, in the screening design, 30%, almost 30% of your response or your information is lost during this screening design. Okay, because we are not going for the higher level interactions. That is 3 level, 4 level, 5 level interactions. So these are all eliminated.
Why not we at least take level 1 interaction? You seem to have ignored all of them.
Yeah, we are only interested in the main factors. No?
Okay.
Okay. So when we go for these two factors, okay, there we can go for the interaction. 2:2. Okay.
And
So
here we have already a lot of factors.
Yeah.
So better not go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Objective is of the screening design is to find out which are the critical factors.
Main factors, yeah.
Main factors.
But sometimes the interaction can be more dominant than the main factors.
Yeah. It can be.
Right.
Yeah. But most of the time, the main factors are only more contributing.
Primarily dominant. Yeah.
Okay. Any doubt?
Sir, is it mandatory to go for screening before final?
Yeah, if you have the more factors, if you have 7 factors, 10 factors, the full factorial means it will be used, no?
Okay.
Objective of screening is only to find out which are the important main factors.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Sir, please. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, it is my personal request, sir. Can you please repeat this example once again, sir?
Oh, yeah, please. Okay. So this is the ultrasonic cleaner data. So here you can see engineers are developing new ultrasonic cleaner, and they use the screening design to determine which are the potential factors affecting the output of the cleaner, output power. So that is the objective. And here these are the factors. So train, bigas, burst, quiet, center, all this bandwidth, these are the factors, and the power is the response. Okay. So if you open this example, so here our objective is to do the screening. So we have the 17 runs. 17 runs are there. We go to stat, DOE, screening, and analyze screening design. So in this, power is our response. In the terms, we select all 7. Okay. And we consider as linear.
Sir, what are the other options other than linear?
Linear plus square, linear plus interaction, or full quadratic. So it depends on what is the how is your response for the factors. So that initially you have to study in the regression. Initially this you have to study in the regression analysis only. So this already information should be available with you. And in the graph we select Pareto 4-in-1, Click OK. Sorry, here you have to go for the options stepwise. So in stepwise, we select alpha to enter, that is 0.15, and alpha to remove is 0.15. And click OK. So here we are getting out of this step, for the stepwise, we only get two factors, that is strain and quiet. These are the two factors significant because the p-value is less than 0.05.
How should we select the value of that previous slide you saw, sir? Means alpha value, how should we select that? Means in what criteria?
Yeah, see here we want to find out which are the significant factors out of these 7, which are significant. So p-value less than 0.05 will be significant. Okay, so if you don't do this stepwise.
No, I'm saying that we are choosing alpha as alpha to be removed or added as 0.15. So in place of that, can we take 0.05 instead?
Yeah, 0.05 will be, here we are interested in, see, if it is instead of 0.05, it is 0.06. Okay. So is it significant?
No.
As per the statistics, no. But here we may be interested in considering those factors also.
Yes.
See, statistics will, these are the numbers, no, only.
Yes, sir.
Practical decision you have to take. You are more expert of your process.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's why some you can take 0.15, that is for by default, but you can take 0.1 also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So these two factors are significant, and this can be, and for these two factors, then you can go for the full factorial Dewey. Okay. Any doubt?
No, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, what is that alpha to remove?
Alpha to remove means more than 0.15. So that p-value where the factors for which the p-value is more than 0.15, those will be removed.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So it will filter and it will give you only those factors which are less than 0.15.
Okay, so it solely depend on our requirement, which means on the basis of which we want to know which factors are significant.
Yeah, yeah. So that is the objective. For screening, it is the objective that we have to only reduce the factors. And that's why we are
0.015, sir, means that we are accepting the 15% of error.
No, it is not the error.
Then?
See, it is the risk, no?
Yeah.
Alpha value is the risk, no?
Yeah, means 15% we are not confident that factor is significant or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let us take one example of locking. this is the example. Here you can see. Who can read the example? Hello.
Can I, sir?
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Can
Yeah. Any one of you can read.
quality engineers want to improve process that produces petrogels. The engineers use a definitive screening design to determine which potential factors affect the color of petrogels. Color is a key quality characteristic. For the experiment, inspectors quickly sort some batches of petrogels into conforming and non-conforming categories.
Here they have used the blocking. So design has two blocks. So when to go for the blocking is when we have similar conditions. At that time we can go for the blocking. Okay. So if you open this example, so in the block option C4, we can see this is 1 and this is 2. So you can use blocking when you have the similar conditions. Suppose it is not possible for you to complete the entire experiment in one batch. Okay. So instead of one batch, you have to use 2 batches. Okay. And then we are not sure that whether the change in the batch will have impact on the response. So there we go for the blocking. So batch 1 will be first block and the batch 2 will be second block. Okay. And then we check the p-value, whether this is significant for the block. Okay. So this color is important. Here we go to stat, DOE, and the training, analyze training design, color, cross Pareto 4-in-1. Yeah. Here bake time and bake temperature too is significant, but block is not significant. Okay. If you go for this option, so if you remove the stepwise, for constant, this is p-value is 0.001, but for the block 1, here we can see the p-value is 0.966. It means the block is not significant. Okay. Suppose we have 6 factors or 7 factors. Okay. And we want to analyze these 7 factors. And again, it is not possible to complete this experiment in, suppose, 1 day. So we are doing this experiment in 2 days. So again, a day will be another factor. If you want to analyze the effect of day, so day will be another factor. So instead of 7, these factors will be 8. So to avoid this increase in the factors, what we do, we put a block. And Minitab will tell you for day 1 which runs you have to do, and day 2 which runs you have to do. And from the p-value, we can check whether this block is significant. Okay. Any doubt on this blocking? This is for the similar conditions. We can put two blocks, you can put 4 blocks.
Sir, can you explain this with another example, please?
Okay. Okay. So here, how many factors we have? We have temperature, we have press, we have concentration, stir rate, and day. Okay, and this is the filter rate. So if you go to now, if we are adding a day, so how many factors it are we are considering? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So day is a factor, and these are the filtrate is the response. Okay, so if you go to stat, DOE, factorial, and analyze factorial design. So your filtrate is your, and we are considering this temperature, press, and day, and all this AB, AC, all this we are considering. We go to graphs, Pareto 4-in-1. Okay, so here we can see E is not a significant factor because E is coming at the bottom, and it is way from this 8.73, so it is on a very lower side. This is not a significant factor, day. So if I want to create a design, so instead of 5, I will select only 4. And you can go for the 4, we can go for the half factorial design, and I'm putting a block of 2. So what are our factors? So temperature, pressure, form concentration, and stir rate. So these are the 5 factors, and 6th factor is the day. Four factors are the temperature, pressure, concentration, and stir rate, and day is the 6th factor. So temperature, pressure, form concentration, and stir rate. Okay, so this you have to enter. So here instead of 5, we will consider only 4. So 4 full factorial is 8. So we can go for half factorial. In this, we put a block of 2. So first is temperature. We are getting 8 runs. and here we can see the block. So block is for the day. So you need not take day as a separate factor. It is included in the block. So in this way, we can reduce on the run if you put a block, but it should be a similar condition, just like batch 1, batch 2, or day 1, day 2. There we can put a block, or it can be operator 1, operator 2. If you are using 2 operators for the experiment and we want to see the effect of the operator, so there we have to put a block, and Minitab will tell you which runs you have to conduct for the operator A and which runs you have to conduct for operator B. Okay, and it will, we have to analyze the p-value for the block. Okay, any questions?
So if we have 2 options, then only we can use block. If we have a single
Yeah,
option,
similar condition, 2 similar conditions.
yeah, like day, operator, and all. But
Okay.
if we have, if we are doing the experiment in one day with one operator, then there is no use of
need,
using the block.
Yeah, no need of putting the block.
Okay.
Any other question?
Sir, the all the values that we are taking are linear, like the values and the their like A and B only you are using. Can we use A square, B square terms also in this? Like cubic or quadratic terms, if we can check.
See, mostly when we go for the full factorial and the factorial plots, this is for the linear one. For the curvilinear or the quadratic, we go for the response surface. That we will be discussing in the second half, after the break.
Okay.
Any other question? Any doubts? So can we have a break, Siddiqui sir?
It is up to you, sir.
Yeah, we can have a break if we have no questions.
Yeah, you can take a break of 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
But
Then
today some participants are less, I think. Yesterday they were close to 100. Today, I think 75. Yeah.
That is uncontrollable parameter, sir.
Yeah.
We cannot control that.
Yeah. But today was an important topic. So I was expecting that.
Actually,
everyone.
some are joining only for sake of certificate only. So maybe some other business also.
Yeah,
okay, sir. We will meet after 5 minutes, sir.
5 minutes. 5
Thank
minutes.
you.
Break. Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.